We see what Kenny did being first round pick, having first team reps, getting paid more money, knowing he is QB1 and does not have to go through a QB battle. We see it, right? Now look at what Shedeur did with nothing.
Auntie Faye breaks the huddle. Auntie Faye breaks the huddle.
Living life in Miami, so we talking that sports, and I'm loving them Browns. We don't care what you thought. Then we check and say door, and we root for them Ravens. Don't talk nice to me, talk sports with me.
Don't talk nice to me, talk sports with me. Auntie Faye breaks the huddle.
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 Hey, nieces and nephews, it's your girl Auntie Faye. We are back with another video. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get right to this. So I played a clip for you guys, I think a few days ago, and I went back to listen to that clip, and there's a part in there that bothered the crap out of me, and the term value was used. And this is from 92.3 The Fan, and they were talking about Kenny Pickett having more value than Shedeur, okay? So we're gonna recap that clip, and then we're gonna have a conversation about value, all right? In the meantime, listen to every place where you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification bar so you never miss an upload from Auntie. Make sure you like the video, then hype the video. Like it first, and then hype it. You get 3 hypes, so we make sure you use them, homie. All right, y'all. We're gonna get right to this video. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to this, and this is something you guys have heard already. I think I posted this video like 2 days ago. But I want y'all to listen to it again, and then we're gonna have a discussion, okay?
We're in June, so there's a lot of scuttlebutt about Shedeur's future with the Browns. This is not Kenny Pickett, because that's the comparison, right? Well, they trade for Kenny Pickett,
that is what Daryl was doing Sunday. He went through that whole thing that they went out and traded for Kenny Pickett, similarly how they traded up for Shedeur, and then they could, use his value to trade him elsewhere. It was the same.
Yeah,
song.
and so if he loses the starting job, he will have approximately no value. The reason Kenny Pickett had value is he was the 20th pick in the 2022 draft. And that was the whole idea on what his value was. Hey, if you can get a first-round talent for a fifth-rounder, you're going to feel like you won the lottery because you got a fifth-rounder for a fifth-round talent?
Right.
I think it's a bit of a stretch, and I think I understand why we're doing it. I understand all the little nuances we're trying to explore here. If Shedeur isn't here week 1, it better be because he's on the IR. Because if the Browns trade him before week 1 and little legs Dylan Gabriel's still here, I'm going to be frustrated. If the giant Taylon Green beats Shedeur out for a spot, I will have said you probably made the wrong decision there as well.
Okay, so the only thing we're going to focus on is Kenny Pickett and the word value, because it was bothering me a lot. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I was like, why did he keep saying that? So we're gonna get on Kenny Pickett right quick and value, all right? So remember, Kenny Pickett was picked in the first round, number 20th. He was the 20th pick in the first round in the 2022 draft. The Steelers picked them up, okay? Now, let's go over Kenny Pickett's stats. Okay, it's very important that we do so, because I just think a lot of these people are just full of shit, and LT's not having it. Okay, these people are just absolutely full of shit. Okay, let me show y'all this right quick. So this is Kenny Pickett's stats. Okay, now Kenny Pickett, mind you, he was supposed to be the Steelers' QB1. Well, he was their QB1, right? He trained as their QB1. He had all first team reps. There was no confusion on him. He didn't have to go through a QB battle, right? Kenny Pickett was just supposed to come out and be Kenny Pickett, right? Kenny Pickett was supposed to come out and be absolutely amazing, and that's why he was picked in the first round, pick number 20 in the 2022 draft, okay? Okay. Let's look at Kenny Pickett's stats with having first team reps, okay? Picked in the first round and supposed to be absolutely amazing, okay? Kenny Pickett, his completion rate, 63%. Yards, 2,404. That makes sense, right? Shedeur would have had way more yards than him if he would have started week 1 like Kenny Pickett. Let's throw that out there. Only 7 TDs and 9 interceptions. Just imagine that. Just imagine being first picked round 1, having first team reps. You are QB1. You don't have to deal with the coach who don't like you. You don't have to deal with team players or who are unsure of you. You didn't have to deal with slippery hand Judy, okay? You know who you are and where you were picked and what your job was supposed to be, right? You didn't have to go through the media bullshit, okay? Now, 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So are we saying that Kenny Pickett value is only because he's a first rounder? I mean, the word value just throwing me off right quick. 7 touchdowns, 9 interception. We heard, what's the guy named Chris Fadiar, whoever, said he will poke out his eye if he have to sit and watch Shedeur play. Oh, Shedeur had more touchdown or more interceptions than touchdown. Kenny has not improved at all throughout the years. Let's be serious. Kenny was picked first round, okay? He was with the Steelers for the 2 seasons, did not improve at all. Sorry. Okay? The following season, he threw less touchdowns and less interceptions. So what? It's still not good. They didn't have a winning season. He sucked, okay? Then he got sent off to the Eagles, 2024. We've heard Mary Kay say, Super Bowl winner Kenny Pickett. Baby, that's why it helps to be on a winning team. Kenny Pickett was the backup to Jalen Hurts. During the backup, he ended up throwing 291 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. I don't know if this was in 1 game or 2. Either way, he still sucked, right? He has a Super Bowl now, but that's because he was on a team that went to the Super Bowl. Just like the player that got drafted round 2, what's his name? The black boy, Jamil. Let me get y'all his name. Let me not do that to him. Let me get y'all his name right quick. Hold on, y'all. Jalen Milroe, right? He was drafted in 2025. Seattle Seahawks went to the Super Bowl and they won. So now Jalen has a Super Bowl, right? He didn't have to do shit. He didn't have to do shit to get a ring, right? But he got it. Okay. Now, then he's now at the Raiders, okay? Remember, the Browns sent him off to the Raiders. I think it's funny that they don't have the Browns here, but that's because he didn't actually play. He was just on the team, taking reps from Shedeur, not doing shit. It baffles me, right? At the Raiders, 62.2%, 188, 1 TD, 2 interception. My thing is there have been no growth in Kenny Pickett whatsoever. None. No growth whatsoever. Now let's compare Kenny Pickett's 2022 first. Remember, he was a first round pick, right? When you're a first round pick, you're supposed to do more. I realize there's a lot of people on the Browns media and Browns fans like Mary Kay, Tony Grossi. They've been giving Kenny Pickett so much grace when he was on the Browns, right? And it bothered me. And I was like, let me go check out Kenny Pickett's stats and what he got going on. Okay. So pause right quick. Hold on. Because we're going to compare the two right quick. Now let's compare Kenny Pickett first year compared to Shedeur. Kenny Pickett played 13 games, Shedeur 8. Kenny Pickett 2,400, Shedeur 1,400. Imagine if Shedeur played all of the games, all 18 games. Just imagine. Isn't that crazy? Now, I don't know why Kenny only played 13 games. Maybe he got hurt. Maybe they took him out. Who knows? I don't know. But just imagine. Just imagine, right? His completion rate was higher than Shedeur, of course. He had more reps. He worked out more with his players. He knew his players more than Shedeur did. They both threw from the same amount of TDs. Isn't that insane? Shedeur threw 1 interception more, but I blame that on Jerry Jeudy. That one ball Shedeur threw to Jerry Jeudy in the Bears game. He should have had it in his hand, and we already know what's up. Okay. We've seen that majority of the interceptions Shedeur had, okay, was because of mistakes on the wide receivers. Now, I'm not going to put all the blame on them, right? Shedeur thought he had Travis Hunter on his team. He's not there. Okay. The passer rating. All right. Kenny Pickett was more, but Shedeur wasn't far behind. Like I said, Shedeur barely had a reps. Rushing yards, 237. For Shedeur was 169. I just want y'all to see this. But Kenny Pickett has more value. I don't understand that. In terms, I don't get it. Now you look at this and you compare these two, and you can clearly see that Shedeur was already and is already the best choice for any team. Any team. I'm just amazed at the shit. Maybe auntie still be pissed off at the shit that he went through. I'm not even gonna front with y'all. I still be mad as fuck. I still be on group chats with my friends talking about this shit because I want him to win so bad. So now you see this and just imagine if the roles were reversed, right? We see what Kenny did being first round pick, having first team reps, getting paid more money, knowing he is QB1 and does not have to go through a QB battle. We see it, right? Now look at what Shedeur did with nothing. With nothing. Okay, now let's get into their college career. That's important too, okay? Because remember, Kenny Pickett was picked first round, pick number 20th, okay? Shedeur was picked 5th round, pick number 144, okay? All right. It says can y'all say both players completed multi-year college careers, but Shedeur Sanders put up far more explosive passing numbers overall across his 4 starting seasons. Kenny Pickett played 5 years at Pittsburgh, breaking out with a dominant 3rd place Heisman Trophy finish in his final 2021 season. Sanders split his time between Jackson State and Colorado, maintaining historic efficiency and setting the NCAA Division I record by throwing a touchdown pass in 49 consecutive games. Okay, now let's look at that. Okay, games played. Kenny Pickett played 2 games more. Okay, but Shedeur passing yards was stupid. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Kenny Pickett threw for 81 touchdowns. Shedeur threw for 134. Disrespectful. 2 games less. Do y'all see that? 2 games. Shedeur played 2 games less. Absolutely stupid. Stupid. Interceptions. Kenny Pickett 32, Shedeur 27. Shedeur 2 games less once again. Stupid. Completions 62.4, Shedeur 70.1. Rushing TDs 20, Shedeur 14. Shedeur still has way more touchdowns. Add Kenny Pickett 20 rushing TDs to his 81, and he's nowhere near touching Shedeur. I just want to know, when they're comparing Kenny Pickett to Shedeur, when they're comparing these players to Shedeur, they need to compare everything. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When I'm right, I'm right. If there's a player that have better numbers than Shedeur, okay, that player has better numbers than Shedeur. But in Kenny Pickett years in the NFL, he still couldn't touch Shedeur Sanders. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't touch him. He couldn't touch him. Kenny Pickett has never been the player. That's why, as much as I'm mad at Shedeur was drafted 5th round, pick 144, and all these players they try to put in front of him. Like I said, Mary Kay only, like when Mary Kay addresses Kenny Pickett, she says Super Bowl winner Kenny Pickett, like he did something. He did nothing. He was just on a team behind Jalen Hurts, who won a Super Bowl. That's it. He did nothing at all. We looked at Kenny Pickett's stat. He has not evolved at all. That's why Kenny Pickett will continue to be a backup QB. Could you imagine that? A first round pick number 20, who is now a backup. Shedeur know who he is. At first I was like sad that Shedeur didn't go to the Ravens, but then now I understand that you don't have the backup mentality. And that's what makes you so amazing. And that's the shit that everybody is afraid of. At the end of the day, the media, Cleveland media and the media in general know Shedeur is about to dominate. And maybe they are about to lose their shit. Because we are going to see coaches come out years down the line and say, what the did we do? We are going to see players come out and start talking. I mean, players are already on his team speaking amazingly about him. But I'm talking about other players. I'm talking about defensive players. Have y'all seen the video clips of players like linemen and stuff come out and they talk about Lamar, and they always say, and they ask the question, who is the hardest quarterback to catch? And everybody says Lamar. They're going to be talking like that about Shedeur Sanders. They are going to say, name the quarterbacks you don't want to play against. They're going to say Lamar Jackson and Shedeur Sanders. You know, I got to throw my Lamar Jackson in there because that's my quarterback, period. Okay. But this is proof in the pudding. You know what I mean? When they try to compare Kenny Pickett, make seem like Kenny Pickett value or status is better than Shedeur. Kenny Pickett ain't done shit. Y'all should expect more from Kenny Pickett because he's a first round pick number 20th Super Bowl winner. Y'all not doing that. And that's the energy I'm not here for. And that's the energy I'm going to always be here to call out. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you don't miss an upload from Auntie. Let me know how you guys feel about this video, baby. Kenny Pickett ain't never evolved. Kenny Pickett ain't never been good. Okay? Just pick first round just because. Mind you, Kenny Pickett was a Heisman finalist. Kenny Pickett was a Heisman finalist. Shedeur wasn't even a Heisman finalist. Let that shit sink in. Shedeur should have been. His numbers were better. That shit crazy to me, y'all. Let me know how to feel about this, okay? Don't forget, niece and nephew, don't talk nice to me. Talk sports with me. Ciao.
Brace the huddle.
Woo!